I am joined today by leader Hakeem Jeffries, who has been on the front lines fighting to stop Trump's shutdown and extend healthcare for millions, tens of millions of Americans. Now, Leader Jeffries, it seems like a lot of Republicans are beginning to wake up. Like the voter base is realizing this affects them personally. Marjorie Taylor Greene, for example, went on CNN this morning and is breaking with the Republican Party. Speaker Mike Johnson is getting confronted over and over. How do you read this break from the party for people like Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Well, it's great to be with you, Adam. And, I think from the very beginning, Democrats have made clear that we will find bipartisan ground to enter into a spending agreement that actually keeps the government open, or in this instance, reopens the government, but it actually has to make life better for the American people, particularly in terms of addressing the Republican healthcare crisis. And it's a crisis that impacts people all across America, as Marjorie Taylor Greene has indicated in terms of her own district, because the Republican assault on healthcare has been so overwhelming. Largest cut to Medicaid in American history, hospitals, nursing homes, and community-based health clinics closing all across the country, including in many parts of rural America. The refusal to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits is going to result in tens of millions of Americans experiencing dramatically increased health insurance costs related to their premiums, copays, and deductibles. And that's in every single state in the union. And as a matter of fact, the 10 states that would be most affected are all red states that Donald Trump won.
Yep. It's also worth pointing out that Republicans' healthcare framework is so non-existent that they're having to work with Democratic healthcare frameworks. So they are extending our plans. They're working with our plans while saying that we don't care about the American people when they have to work within our healthcare frameworks, right?
That's exactly right. And, whether it's Medicare or Medicaid, the Children's Health Insurance Act, the Affordable Care Act, when it was first put into place in 2010 and then expanded by Democrats in 2021 and 2022, these are all Democratic accomplishments that benefit every single American. And because Republicans have effectively had no health care plan, their plan always was repeal and displace. And as a result, they are operating within the framework that Democrats have established. They're trying to break the system, but in breaking the system, the American people are rebelling. And they know that healthcare and this crisis is a reality that's in front of us right now. Open enrollment is going to start on November 1st. Notices are going out to people all across the country. And we are hearing from people throughout the country, including in rural America, that they need Congress to act, and they understand that it's Democrats in the House and the Senate who are leading this fight.
And this is something Republicans can't just lie about. They can gaslight about certain cultural issues, but people feel these prices on a daily basis. I want to play for you a quick clip of Speaker Mike Johnson getting confronted on C-SPAN by a Republican voter who has a quite captivating story.
Hi, Mr. Johnson. So my question or comments are related to what you said yesterday about not being open to pass any legislation to ensure that military gets paid. I'm sure you can tell by my voice I'm very shaky. Just want you to hear a little bit about my family. I have two medically fragile children. I have a husband who actively serves this country. He suffers from PTSD from his 2 tours in Afghanistan. If we see a lapse in pay come the 15th, my children do not get the medication that's needed for them to live their life, because we live paycheck to paycheck.
I want you to hear something very clearly. The Republicans are the ones delivering for you. We had a vote to pay the troops. It was the continuing resolution 3 weeks ago. Every single Republican but 2 voted to keep the government open so that your paycheck can flow. Every Democrat in the House, except for 1, voted to close it. The Democrats are the ones that are preventing you from getting a check.
Leader Jeffries, what's your response?
Unfortunately, that's a stone cold lie, but we've seen Republicans flailing since the very beginning of the shutdown that they've created. We've made clear that we support reopening the government, and we certainly support making sure that every single man and woman who wear the uniform and is serving in active duty is paid. as we navigate our way through this crisis that Republicans are visiting upon the American people. Mike Johnson and House Republicans, they canceled votes last week. They canceled votes this week, and they apparently have no plans to come back next week. That's extraordinary. We're in the middle of a shutdown, and Democrats are leading the charge to ensure that our military families are paid, many of whom are living paycheck to paycheck while putting their lives on the line.
Yep. And when it comes to Speaker Mike Johnson, not only is he canceling votes, but he is specifically not confirming a Democratic representative who just won a special election. And this gets interesting. I think people need to talk more about the fact that Speaker Mike Johnson also ran cover for Matt Gaetz. Of course, we all remember this. There was an investigation about some alleged sexual interactions. And Speaker Johnson genuinely ran cover for him and ran cover long enough for Gaetz to resign. Now we're kind of seeing a parallel where it seems like Speaker Mike Johnson is running cover for some more disgusting behavior. Do you see it that way, sir?
Yeah, the American people deserve the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth with respect to the Epstein files. The courageous and brave and powerful survivors have been on Capitol Hill making clear that we need to release the Epstein files so that there can be full transparency, which will lead to full accountability. But the question has to be asked, who are Republicans protecting? What pedophiles are they protecting? What disgusting behavior are they protecting by refusing to seat Adelita Grijalva? And this is a group of people who have, consistently pretended as though they care about folks who have been victimized. Well, if you care about people who have been victimized, you will release the Epstein files.
Very well said. Republicans use their positions of power to protect people who commit alleged sex crimes. Like I said, the Matt Gaetz example. They covered enough for Matt Gaetz to resign. That is wild. I have one final question for you, and it pertains to Trump. He spent the past few weeks making an absolute mockery of the shutdown by posting AI memes. It doesn't seem like he actually understands what Democrats are asking for at this point. But it seems like you have successfully infiltrated Trump's head to a new degree, because I believe he called you out by name for the first time. I think Brooklyn Hakeem is really getting to him. What do you say in response?
Well, I think certainly it has been 9 or 10 years, and it appeared as if Donald Trump was incapable of acknowledging that I served either in Congress or as House Democratic leader. But as a caucus, we have worked incredibly hard over the last several weeks, House Democrats in partnership with Senate Democrats, to make clear that this is not personal for any of us. This is about the American people and their well-being, their health, and their safety. And several weeks ago, we made clear we will not support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people, period, full stop. And we've held to that position. And apparently, Donald Trump, at least as of the moment, acknowledges that we are taking a principled position on a significant issue, the health care of the American people. And we have no plans to bend and no plans to break, because we are standing up for everyday Americans, for working class Americans, for middle class Americans. And we need to deliver for them and protect their health care. Cancel the cuts, lower the costs, save the health care of the American people.
Thank you, sir. It seems like this message is really resonating, because we see Republican voters confronting people. We see Republican politicians beginning to wake up. So keep pushing the message, and we are all behind you. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
That was great. Thank you for the time. I appreciate that.
Oh, anytime. Thanks for all you do.